about a week away from the draft. That's when you'll be hearing this episode recording on a Wednesday here. 1 week away. I've been down to the Pittsburgh area. The Point is like fully fenced off.
North Shore's
and then you see that,
off.
yeah, you see North Shore's fenced off. You see the big old, like, I don't know what you call that, the like giant like canopy
thing,
or
yeah.
whatever. That looks pretty cool. I'm curious to see some pictures of how like stacked and crammed it's going to be. I personally will not be going because I just feel like it's going to be a nightmare to try and get into the city.
I will be working there, so let's see
go.
how that goes.
You can be our first hand. We'll interview you the next week. It'll be our first hand account. We'll see how it goes. Are you just working?
I'm at the facility.
One day.
I'm working the first day because I have to go back home for a wedding. But
Okay.
I'm gonna be at the facility for day one, so I get to see that side of things.
Yeah,
so
that'll be cool.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it's funny. I was walking past the Point, and they just have like a couple security guards just like scattered, just like chilling there. I think that's funny. I'm curious what they got to like being watched like 24/7.
No, 100%.
That'd be pretty funny. But no, drafts kicking off, and then we have some new top 30 visits that kind of plays into the topic of the episode today, the best fits for the Steelers in the draft. And that doesn't specifically mean round one. It could be later down the board, etc. Most of my guys are going to be focusing on round one guys just
Same here.
because.
First, second round.
Yeah, same here. Just because of that's the most we know about some people. But yeah, that'll be fun, some fun stuff. But some new visits in today, or since the last episode. Got Drew Aller. He just came in today.
There we go. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm. Who else came in today? Yesterday we had a tight end, Will Casameric, if I'm saying that correctly, at Ohio State. A couple other guys. Jeremy Bernard came in from Bama on the 13th. Vega Wane came in yesterday. And anyone else notable? Bo Stevens of Iowa. I don't know who that guy is, but he's probably later kind of picked there. But yeah, mostly it's been guards and receivers. Got some QBs.
I think that's just indicating where they're going to go, or it could be smoke screens, but we'll see.
CB down the board. Emmanuel McNeil Warren out of Toledo. I like that.
Well, just looking a little bit forward to my list, I only have 2 defensive backs, so I guess that's. I don't
know. I got a couple defensive guys.
I'm offensive line heavy, but
there you go. I got a couple on there. But yeah, we have some of the guys came in, and then there's a lot of reports saying that the draft in general is going to be pretty trade heavy. A lot of these insiders saying like this is the most trades we're going to see in the draft in quite some time. I definitely think the Steelers are going to be involved just because they have 12 picks. And if they take all 12 of those picks, how many of them are going to make the roster?
Not a lot.
You know what I mean? That's 12 dudes. So I think they're planning on whether if they trade for more picks next year, or I think they're probably going to end up having I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about that later. But I do think they're going to be part of a lot of these trade moves and talks. You know, we'll see what goes on with that later. But we're going to get into our top 10 best fits for the Steelers here. And I'll start it off.
All right.
My number one guy is Vega Wane, guard out of PSU. He's definitely the best guard in the class. Best true guard, plug and play, ready to go. I think that honestly, I'll say almost solidifies the O-line just because left tackle is a little sketchy right now with Broderick's neck injury, and I don't have a whole lot of faith in Dylan Cook just because he only played like 5 games.
He was serviceable, but he was all right.
But yeah, I like Wane. Big, sturdy. I don't think he's let up a pressure in quite some time, and definitely hasn't let up a sack. And he's pretty strong in the run game. And I'm pretty sure I remember hearing about Mike McCarthy's run scheme, nice power run. So I think this is a pretty good fit. The only issue is taking a guard round one. But if he's going to be, an all-pro level guard, you might as well grab him. Right. You know what I mean? And you have the resources to move up later if need be.
And then here for my first one, I obviously had Jordan Tyson. I feel like if they're going to go with a wide receiver, it's going to be Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a couple other receivers. I feel like this receiver class is really deep.
Yeah.
So there's a few options they can go with. But if they don't go Tyson, there's 3 other receivers who I think would fit well with the team.
Oh, yeah. Just because you already have 2 definitely starting caliber receivers to where I don't think you need to be too picky with some of these receivers. I'll talk about one of them later if he comes up. But Go ahead and start us off with your 2 spot there. What do you got?
Okay, so on my 2 spot here, I wouldn't actually be a big fan of him, but for like kind of like maybe like not even a schematic fit, but I would go with Mekhi Lemon. I feel like
that's what I have there too.
If he was to kind of fall to the Steelers, I feel like they could pick him up as well as Tyson. But that's who I had there.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of his character either. I think he's a bit of a clown.
There's reports that he interviewed quite poorly at the draft.
Yeah.
Granted, he met with the Steelers there, and then they also brought him in for a visit. I think he's one of the guys that came in the past couple days. I like him more than Tyson just based off of injury concerns. Mekhi Lemon, he can definitely slip into the slot there as a smaller guy. He can play inside, outside. Same with Tyson, but Mekhi Lemon just, seems like he's going to be more available. And he's definitely, I think he ran like a 4.48 as pro day, something like that. He didn't go as slow as I expected him to, so that kind of helped him out. But I do think he has flexibility to play outside and inside, and he has good separation. I think he plays pretty strong at the catch point, especially for being he's only like 5'11", like 190. So he plays stronger than you think. He's not tiny.
Better than Calvin Austin.
Yeah.
5'9", 150.
Yeah, but I don't think his ceiling's as high as Tyson, but I just don't know if he hasn't played like a full college season yet, so I don't want to put all my eggs all in his basket. But that gets me into the 3 spot. Jordan Tyson, 6'2", 200. He is, I see a lot of comps to CD, Justin Jefferson, which, that'd be a pretty nice receiver to have. Tyson's a pretty good separator. It's just the injury concerns. He's not extremely tough. I remember seeing Daniel Jeremiah. He's pretty wired in, and he used to be a scout or a GM, something like that.
One of
but
the
he's
two.
he's one of the main like mock drafted dudes that's pretty tapped in with the teams, and he's like you're not too confident in with his medicals and kind of just like his overall toughness on the field. So that's kind of dropped Tyson there. Now I expect Tyson has a better chance to be there at 21 than Lemon, but if they both were there, I'd take Lemon. It's hard just because like I think Tyson's can be a better player. It's just like, is he going to be able to be on a
you don't
16-plus game stretch? So
you don't want him to get through his rookie season and blow his knee out. That's like the last thing you want.
For sure. Who do you got there at 3?
Number 3, this is where I had Vega Lione at, guard out of Penn State. I kind of put him a little bit farther back down because I feel like, once again, the offensive lineman, I feel like can grab a guy in second round. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I was going with things. I just thought that receiver would be a bit of a higher need. But the only reason why I feel like it would be a higher need is because you've seen how this offense has been the last few years without a solid receiver core. So if they can get a solid receiving core going, I think they'd be all right. And taking a guy in either 1 or 2 might be the move.
Maybe that's what Rodgers is waiting for. I don't know.
Ugh, don't get me started. It's actually irritating, but I'd say go guard here. Guard for my 3rd spot.
At my 4th spot, I have Casey Concepcion, receiver A&M.
Ooh, okay.
He's probably the most explosive guy out of this class. Unfortunately, his hands are a little shaky, but there's a chance where he's the best receiver available at this 21 spot. And if they really are sold to going receiver, that's just the guy you got to grab. And I wouldn't be too mad about it. I think he has outside-inside capabilities. Just hope that he can figure out and get some more natural hands going. That's pretty much all I have to say with him. He's a pretty good separator and electric with the ball in his hands, and they might need one of those.
I'm staying with receiver here, and I'm going with Omar Cooper Jr. I've seen Cooper Jr. slide into the 1st round. I've seen him go into the 2nd round, so I feel like this could be a sneaky good pickup for the Steelers. Yeah. We've got a guy national champion here, so I feel like that would be a pretty good pickup here with Omar Cooper Jr. But I also thought Concepcion was interesting because I left him off my list.
Oh, yeah.
I left him off, but it was kind of hard to do that, but I felt like there was another guy the Steelers might target over him. And that's...
Is it your 5 spot? Go ahead. What's your 5 spot?
Zachariah Branch. I feel like the Steelers would go with him.
The dude out of Georgia?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I feel like they would go with him over Concepcion, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
My 5 spot's Omar Cooper Jr.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I like Cooper Jr. He's probably the toughest receiver that we got on this list here. I think he's like 6'1", 6'2", over 200. He's pretty much just like, he's not like excels at one thing, but he's overall like good at a bunch of things. Well-rounded guy. I think I don't really know if we have a well-rounded guy. I think he's probably faster than Pittman. 4.42, I think, is fast enough for.
That's huge.
It's fast enough for playing receiver here for the Steelers. It'd be nice to have a burner, but I think that Cooper plays tough. He's a pretty smart guy. Works hard in run block game compared to George Pickens.
I just had one thing.
What do you got?
I was just sitting here thinking about, big receivers in the NFL. Tall, fast guys. And one name strikes my mind, and that's Dante Thornton. That dude, he's got some speed on him with the Raiders. He's got real good intangibles, and I'm rooting for him. But that's despite the point. I just thought he's probably one of my favorite receivers out there, like intangible wise.
Yeah, I like. Back with Cooper, I just think if all of those guys are gone, I'd say if Tyson and Lemon are gone, I think it's up between him, Concepcion, and Cooper, just because Cooper is. Yeah. I think he offers more than Concepcion, even though Concepcion's more explosive. But if you want a full, well-rounded guy, grab that dude out of Indiana.
Why not?
That's what I got to say.
But next up, this is where I have Monroe Freeling, offensive tackle. I honestly feel like
out of Georgia, that one, right?
Honestly, no, wait.
It's funny he's out of Georgia. I have a different tackle here.
Is he a Georgia guy?
No, he's not.
Okay, well, just 1 second. I got a little bit to talk about Monroe Freeling.
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, I want to hold up on that a little bit, just a little bit. We gotta wait to the hot take section.
Oh. Dude wants the Broderick.
It's not just about Freeling, but that position group in general.
Yeah, I saw the NFL posted like player comps, and Monroe Freeling was comped to Broderick Jones.
Are you serious?
I thought that was a funny comp.
Are you serious?
They were comping players to Steelers guys. Like someone got comped to Kenny Pickett, and I was like, who wants to be comped?
Nussmeier.
Yeah,
but yeah, I had Monroe Freeling right here. I think he has decent size for a tackle. I mean, now that you say comp to Broderick, I mean, I could see it, but no.
He might be gone by the 10th spot. He's been moving up just because he's one of the main true like left tackles in this class.
Well, here's my thing. I've seen him sliding back a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I think this could be interesting. But
we'll see what happens with our final mock draft next Wednesday. It's gonna be dropping Thursday morning. Maybe I should do it Wednesday night because maybe people will be more prone to check that out. But now we have my 6th spot, another tackle, but maybe not. Caden Proctor.
Okay. I can see him being on there.
6'8", 350. Now that's to play guard though, and maybe tackle if you're a little cooked out there. Big guy, athletic. Imagine a dude 6'8", 350 pulling and murdering dudes.
They
threw that guy some passes. I like that guy as a tackle option if Vega's gone, which I think he might be. Yeah, I think he's definitely raw, so he's not sold on tackle. I think you can train him up to be a pretty excellent guard. You just got to get that footwork down, get him tuned in. He's got good hand placement. And obviously he's strong. He's freaking giant. So I guess it's like kind of a sneaky one, but I also kind of like that. Just him at guard, I think, could be a pretty good selection there.
And then next up here, this is one of the 2 secondary guys I have, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Me too.
Hey, look, twins. Yeah. I honestly think that, even with Brisker and signing, I still think that secondary.
They need a true free safety.
Yeah, having like a safety might actually be a bigger need than we expect.
Mm-hmm. They
Kyle
brought
Duggar
him in for a visit
horrible.
like the other day.
I did see that too. That's a reason why he was put on here. But I personally think that he wouldn't be too bad. Yes, he played at Toledo, but I think he's going to be a solid
so
safety.
Did Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
And he was good for a couple of years, and then his
started
hands
dropping the ball, and then
became coated in butter, and then he became a head case. So, what are you gonna do?
Not a dang thing.
Warren, he seems like I don't know. He'd be a Seahawk safety.
I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it either. But I like. Speaking of safeties that got drafted, I forget his name, but the safety the Seahawks got in the 2nd round last year, His name his name has slipped my mind. Look it up. I'm gonna keep talking about McNeil Warren. But yeah, McNeil Warren, rangy free safety, big hitter. He's got some ball hawk attributes. I don't like him as much as Thieneman, but Thieneman's going top 15 probably. I think McNeil Warren's going to be there at 21. And I don't see why they wouldn't grab him. I don't know.
Nick Amere.
Yeah, even Morey.
For some reason, I thought he went to the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I was thinking that in my head.
Brian Branch went late. Even Morey went late. Granted, Brian Branch is the nickel corner that can play some safety. And McNeil Warren. No, this is McNeil Warren. Whatever your guy was. I literally forgot his name already.
Nick Amere.
Nick Amere, he's more of a box safety. But where do you have our box guys? I think McNeil Warren can play some nice free safety and add some range there. Granted, I feel like free safety would be a little difficult for a rookie to start off with. But new defensive system, everybody's new.
Should be interesting.
We'll see how it goes.
Should be pretty interesting.
I wouldn't be mad with that pick, without a doubt.
And then
they're going to our 8 spot. I'm getting to more of these second round guys now. Those are my top 7 for round 1, I guess.
But next up here, I'm just going to tie these in together. Thieneman, another first round guy. We just kind of talked about him there, but I kind of tied those two together. But that's besides the point.
That's your 8 spot, Thieneman.
Yep.
My 8 spot's Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker, Texas Tech.
How did I miss him? I miss him?
Yeah, they brought him in for a visit. I think Steelers brought in Texas Tech linebackers coach. There's some ties there. I could see this being like they move up in round 2 to grab this dude because I don't hear it enough, but they need to get another linebacker, quite frankly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. This guy was up for Heisman. He's got pretty good speed, pretty good coverage ability, and what they used him as like a fullback and crap on offense and stuff.
Did?
So
I didn't know
I swear to God, I saw this guy take a snap like under center at some point. So I think he'd be a pretty good, at least it's round 2. I mean, he's probably going to get some snaps on defense, but I think he could be a leader on special teams as well because, we're losing. I don't think we have Killebrew anymore.
No, he's gone. But at my 9 spot, I have another offensive tackle, Blake Miller out of Georgia. I just thought that he'd be like a, second, third round guy, even fourth round guy. Just somewhere down the board if, things don't fall in line. So that's who I had here.
I got Pregnon, guard, Oregon. This would probably be, if there's a run on O-line, which I don't really think there's going to be, you could see this guy get grabbed in the round 1. Unfortunately, I wouldn't like that because he's kind of more of a round 2 kind of guy. Maybe they move up for him. Pregnon, he's not that much worse than Vigawane. If anything, he's more of a pass protecting guard.
I honestly think
that could be good as well.
That's beneficial.
Obviously, you want a more well-balanced guy. But yeah, I don't mind Pregnon. I just think it's kind of like a last resort guard, which at that point, maybe it's just not. I wouldn't say last resort, but maybe it's just like maybe we'll just run with somebody else at guard there. Because we need receiver, linebacker, safety. Granted, guard and tackle are up there too, so we'll see how it falls. But I wouldn't prefer that pick just because of, I don't know. I kind of like the receivers down the board better than the linemen down the board.
Which that's fair. But going here with my 10th spot, Drew Aller. That's who I went with. Looking down the board, if he's there in the 5th or 6th, even 4th round, I'd say take him. I mean, they got a couple picks in those rounds, so if he's there, take him. You never know what you could do, but this, excuse me, this also relies a lot on what Rodgers does, and it's up in the air. But I think that they should take a quarterback late round if possible. Nothing wrong with having a little bit of extra depth at that position, but it's going to be interesting to see what goes on next there with the quarterback position.
See, I put quarterbacks in my honorable mentions, but at my 10th spot, I got Jeremy Bernard, receiver out of Bama. I think that'd be a pretty stellar second-round pick if he's there. Ideally, probably, depending how much they give up, I'd say the best thing the Steelers could do is probably go Wane at 21, and if Tyson slips, they move up back into the first round to grab him. Or if that's not even a possibility, if you can get this guy in the second round, I think that'd be a pretty ideal draft. Because I like Bernard. I think he's probably going to be an early second-round pick. He was kind of just like that safety blanket at Bama. What's that dude's name? Ryan Williams or whatever?
I think so.
The dude that was like 17 as a freshman. This was like their leading receiver last year. And he's got some pretty good slot capabilities, just kind of like a secure, granted, maybe Michael Pittman Jr. is going to be the secure safety blanket.
It's going to be interesting to see what he does this year. That's probably anybody on this team this year. I want to see what Pittman does.
So. Yeah, what his role is, because if we're going to grab a receiver super early, I'm curious what each guy's role is going to be, or if they're going to be interchanged. But they definitely have, I don't know. I feel like their draft plan is to make a pretty stacked up receiver core if they can get the right guys. But then I'm going to go to my honorable mentions real quick. We got Drew Aller, QB Penn State. Big arm. We talked about QBs last week. Big arm, raw, some questionable feet mechanics. But he shows some flashes with some anticipation. Pretty good arm, decent deep ball. Then my second honorable mention is Cole Payton, QB at NDSU. I think he's a sleeper down the board. If they can grab him round 5, round 6, I like that. Now I got our one question. What's the Steelers' best course of action if Rodgers doesn't come back? Is it draft Ty Simpson?
Honestly,
is it you grab Nussmeier? Is it you grab?
Honestly, I generally think that's a hard question because I want to say go with Will Howard, and that's what my gut tells me to do. But the Steelers, I feel like they might actually go after Ty Simpson if Rodgers doesn't come back. Like I feel like they would probably want to see a young QB battle between Aller.
I just think the way
between Howard and what's his name, Simpson.
Yeah, the way that the roster's built is, I think they want to compete this year. Obviously, they've been talking about that. And if you don't have like this veteran guy, like, what's the next best thing you can bring in? Because quite frankly, I don't think it's Howard.
There's no free agents.
I'm not
either. So that's
it's nice to have optimism, but it's also nice to be realistic as well. 6th round pick for a reason, hasn't even taken a snap in the NFL yet, not even preseason.
See, but my rebuttal to that is, I know it's hard to find a diamond in the rough when you're down that far on the board, but look at Purdy. Purdy wasn't that bad. He still isn't that bad. So
I got to see to believe. That's mostly where I'm at.
That's fair.
I can't go making gambles on a whim. And I think if the Steelers do that going into the season, keep your hopes pretty low, my friends.
Well, I feel like that happens every year. But
oh no, they were. If they bring Rodgers back, they'll be pretty high, and then they'll be crushed. But maybe the offense will actually be competent this year. They got a pretty decent guys going to be calling some of the plays. So I'm curious to see how that'll go here. And we got our hot takes. Amir kept talking about it earlier on. I have mine. I kind of spoiled it a little bit. But what do you got, Amir? What are you thinking?
So first, I feel like we may actually see. You talked about having a run of offensive tackles and linemen go. But I feel like if there is a run of offensive linemen getting drafted at some point in the earlier rounds, I think the Steelers may trade up to take an offensive lineman just to get a part of the frenzy. You don't want to lose out on your guy because there's a run of, 3 other offensive linemen.
They traded up for Broderick. So.
Exactly. So I think we could see something similar to that. And a guy that I thought that the Steelers could move up and get is Freeling. I've been seeing Freeling go anywhere from 11 to 17. So I feel like that could be the Steelers' honey spot for,
trading up for another
tackle. And I feel like they did that with Broderick. I think he was around that.
16.
Yeah. So I feel like that we could see that happening again.
Then where are they going to put a guard? Maybe Broderick's next fine, and they slide Broderick in the guard. I hope it'd be easier to play than left tackle. Who knows?
I'm not going to lie. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. My hot take is they're going to end up having 2 first-round picks by the end of the day.
I could see that.
I think now, obviously they have the 12 picks. I'm just curious what the route is going to be because I'd love to see them trade up for Lemon. I think they can trade up to the 15, 16 range and be able to grab him. I think he truly completes that top 3 receiving core there. And then I'd also like to see them stick and pick and then trade back into the first round for someone like Concepcion or hopefully Jordan Tyson. 'Cause there's a lot of Even him too. There's a lot of rumors of Tyson slipping just because of injury concerns. And, speaking of injury concerns, Fatanu with the red flags in the draft process, they drafted him anyways. He played the whole year last year.
Well, he got hurt at some point, didn't he?
His rookie year.
Yeah, his knee was all banged up.
He was out for the year for his rookie year. But it seems like they trust their own medicals over like the consensus NFL draft medicals. And obviously they'll probably bring... I don't know if they brought Tyson in for a meeting actually, which I don't know then. But I'd like to see them... I don't know. They're gonna be drafts in Pittsburgh. I think they're gonna be aggressive, and they have 12 picks. Like we said earlier, not all 12 of these guys are gonna make the roster, so they're definitely gonna move around. And the word is that there's gonna be a bunch of trades just in general. So
I think they have 3 third-round picks, and I feel like
they're gonna move one of those.
You can find a lot of good guys in the third round. Honestly. Oh yeah. I feel like once you get 4th and above, then it's a little iffy.
You could easily trade from 21 to like 14 and just include one of those third rounders.
Yeah.
And grab your guy if he's there. If you're getting a little spooked, I'm curious to see what the process is going to be like because I feel like with Omar's going to be more on his own this year to be able to do like what he wants.
No Tomlin on his
McCarthy
case.
will have like less imprint on his moves, so I'm curious to see how it'll move there. Because if you look back at, was this Colbert's last draft with Pickett? Was that his last one?
I think it was. It was.
No one in that draft is on that team anymore, I'm pretty sure. You might be able to double check that, but it was Pickett, George Pickens. Who else did we grab?
What year is that, 2021?
22 or 21, something like that. But yeah, that might be one of the worst draft classes I've ever seen. But there is a draft class, one of Colbert's last ones, where like no one's on the team anymore from that class. And that's why you see this team in mediocre playland, because you got to hit on your picks.
The last 2 players of that draft class to be a part of the team were Connor Hayward.
He's gone.
And Calvin Austin.
And they're both gone. Okay, so the whole draft class is gone.
There's 2 Super Bowl champions, though.
KP and Chris Olodikin. I'm going to say the best player from that draft is George Pickens, but unfortunately he's a head case. So,
though, honestly, he might be a head case, but he's one good football player.
Honestly, I'd say for last year it probably would have been worth it.
I kind of miss him.
Hey, maybe we can get the next GP. What do you know about Ted Hurst? You know about Walmart George P., man.
I don't want to see the Walmart George P. That might be bad.
That's just because he went to Georgia Tech. Check out some Ted Hurst highlight, some of his film. Maybe you'll be on board. He's a pretty good jump ball guy.
We already have a jump ball guy, apparently.
He looks slow. Who the hell's our jump ball guy?
DK.
Yeah, good joke. That's a freaking rack merchant and then freaking sucker punch merchant too, bro.
Okay, here's my thing. This is what annoys me. I feel like last year, the way we were trying to use DK as a jump ball guy, I've seen it a few times in games. I'm like, why are we doing this? And Calvin Austin, we would use Calvin Austin as a jump ball guy, using the small frame guy as a jump ball guy.
Up there. So I got Pittman. He's like 6'5". Yeah, but if you get a chance, watch some Ted Hurst.
I will for sure.
I like what I see, especially if you can get him in like round 4 or 5. He might go round 2. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, he's got some steam building up on him. Maybe you see the Steelers grab him in round 3. Who knows?
Is that going to be our new Joe Milton?
Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to see some Joe Milton, but he'll probably be on the Cowboys till his contract's up. And then the Dolphins will sign him. They'll be on the next wave of Make-A-Wish QBs, I guess. Granted, I feel good about Willis, but not the best just because the sample size is so short. But yeah, I'd be really happy. I might as well take a look at some receivers now. I'd be real happy if the Steelers grab... Who could we see in these late rounds here? I'd honestly be fine with Zachariah Branch, too. Zach Branch is pretty decent. Now, I like...
What about Malachi Fields?
Notre Dame. That's okay. But I've seen some other ones. Deshaun Stribling.
Okay, 1 second.
4.36 out of Ole Miss.
1 second. Malachi Fields. Do you see his size? He's a big dude.
Hey, Chase Claypool.
Mapletron.
2.0. I do like a lot of these guys down the board. Now, I like Brazel. I like Bell.
He's got some speed.
I'm going to be honest. I like a lot of these guys down the board. It's a pretty deep class, in my opinion. Once we get past, like, Stribling,
Nick Anderson, I think he's get in this class too. Let me see.
Hold up. Look up Jeff Caldwell.
Nick Anderson at LSU could be a potential guy as well. He's got some size and height as well. 6'4", 208.
I think they like that guy to Ole Miss.
No, who'd you say?
Stribling. Now, Jeff Caldwell, 6'5", 216, 4'3", 42-inch vert, 11'2" broad jump.
That could be scary.
Out of Cincinnati.
That could be scary.
Yeah, that's like that guy you like out of Las Vegas.
Dante Thornton.
Yep.
Yo, dude, Dante Thornton's a beast.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I was about to choke on my own spit there. But, yeah, honestly, at this point, I'll be happy with any receiver they take down the board. But the two down the board guys I like a decent bit are my guy Ted Hurst and probably that's my main guy down the board. I'd say Ted Hurst.
Honestly, I could see them going 2 receivers in this class.
They could go if they keep all their picks, they might go even more. And then
I don't know how
quickly before we end the episode, don't sleep on Chris Bell.
No, don't. I honestly think he is.
So if you know about Chris Bell pre-injury, that dude's gonna be a first-round pick.
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
if he's there at where are we at 53, I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad at all. Even if he can't play for a little bit, I would not be mad whatsoever. But that's gonna end it up for our episode here. And we got our mock draft next week.
Let's go.
We won't have any extra news as well. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.